Brad, it was your best game of the series, but obviously I know you would want a win. What are your first thoughts after the season comes to an end?
First, praise my Lord and Savior Jesus Christ. I don't even know. You know, it's just I'm more disappointed we lost more than anything. You know, I don't care how well I played. I don't care if I'd have played bad. You know, the end result, the only thing that matters is just getting the win. You know, so these stats really don't mean too much or nothing to me right now.
Mike Petralia, WEEI, here in Boston. John, characterize your feelings, I guess, kind of like Bradley just said. How disappointed are you after having a sensational season and a great playoff run?
It's tough. You know, I mean, we came out here Game 7, gave everything we had. Just came up short, so, you know, I mean, it's very disappointing to us. Our goal was to get to East Conference Finals, and we was one game short of that, so it's not a satisfying season to me.
Jared White, CLNS Media. When Karpf checked out and the Celtics started going on their run, what were you guys saying to each other, trying to deal with their attack and transition and trying to close out?
I mean, we were still confident. You know, they made a run. We know that they're, you know, both teams have been playing great at home, you know, so we were confident in the huddle, you know, regardless of how many points they went up. When they went up 10 or 13, however many it was, you know, we chipped it away and got it back to 5 in a minute, you know, so we were in the game, you know, mentally. You know, we just, you know, they just made more plays than we did down the stretch.
John, you've spoken about how you and Brad are both the franchise guys of this team. How do you two then maybe process this loss differently?
I really don't know. Only other way I can really process is I wish I would have played better. Other than that, we had a heck of a season, heck of a series. This is something we could look as motivation, but other than that, it's kind of tough to think about it right now.
How does a role player like Kelly Olynyk get away from the defense?
I wouldn't say really too much of getting away. It was the coverages we ran. He got open. He made some big shots, made some big plays for those guys. And to close out that third quarter, going into the fourth quarter, he was very, very aggressive. And that's all I really could say.
For both you guys, Mark Schwartz, ESPN, for both you guys, how long do you think this will sting, this will hurt you guys?
It's going to be a while for me. I hate losing, you know, especially when we felt like we were the better team. But, you know, you credit them because they played their tails off. Each and every game, you know, they competed their butts off. But this definitely hurts the most. You know, we put ourselves in a great opportunity, a great situation in that Game 6, and, you know, we got to do a better job of closing it out.
Joseph Pavone, WEEI, Causeway Street Podcast. Fellas, this type of series between you and the Celtics, do you see this being a rivalry between you and Boston in the near future?
We're not making it a rivalry, you know. It's just two tough competitive teams, man, just trying to fight for the same thing at the end of the day. You know, things get chippy, but that's all a part of basketball. Trash talking, all of that, that's all part of basketball. You know, we respect each other at the end of the day. You know, it's just in between those lines, you know, we're not friends, we're not buddies. You know, we're all just competing for the same thing.
John, we saw you talking to March a lot during the second half. What were you saying to him, and what were you trying to get out of him?
Just tell him to stay in the moment. I know he missed a couple easy shots, had a couple turnovers in a row. But like we say, it's the next possession, next man up. We were just trying to keep him confident. We needed him throughout every game of this series and throughout the whole season. He's been a big role for us. Even if it's not scoring, it's rebounding, doing the little things of setting screens and getting me and Brad open. And just protecting the paint for us. And I just try to keep him involved as much as possible.
Guys, while this loss will sting, what will it take for you guys to be able to get over the hump and get to an Eastern Conference Finals?
We just gotta be locked in for a full 48. You know, we did a good job in the first half. You know, we weren't even playing well, and we were up 2. And, you know, we came out in the second half and got up a nice little lead, 6 points or whatever. And then, you know, we kind of got a little lax, and you know, they went on their big run. So, you know, it's been a trend for us. You know, just staying in the moment, staying, you know, locked into it defensively. You know, not worry about our offense. We score every time we look at this box score. It's 100+ points. You know, that's never the problem. It's the 115, the 120, and you know, however many we're giving up. So, you know, it's a learning lesson. You know, we're a young team. It's good that a lot of guys got this experience, and you know, we're just gonna get better, us too, as leaders, and you know, come back next year with a better mindset.